Okay, so we have seen the circle program, and now we just go for another basic program, which is factorial of number, right? If you know what is don't know what is factorial, first let us import java.util dot star. Right, it is correct. Public class factorial, as we have as we know, not we have. And what is factorial, right? If I Factorial is the multiplication of the number, right? What if I enter 5, no, okay, just let us take 5 traditional example. So if I enter 5 in factorial, what will happen? 5, then it will be multiplied by 4, then it will be multiplied by 3, then it will be multiplied by 2, and then it will be multiplied by 1. So this is the answer of the 5 factorial, and all of the answer will be getting here is 120. The factorial is 5 is 120. So for that we'll be writing our program, right? So public static void main, and inside that we will declare some value. So for first we have to take number from the user, right? We are doing user case in this program. So what I will need is factorial, and the factorial value of the factorial will be set to 1. Why? Because this is the multiplication thing. If user will enter 0, at that time also we will get answer as 1. If you have studied the concept of factorial, then you must know this, right? Because in this we'll be getting answer as 0 if 0 sometimes, because we have to multiply with the different numbers, and we know that if we multiply any number with 0, then answer also will be 0. So we have already set the value for the factorial, and then we have to also set not set, we can say we just have to take another variable number. This number will be getting from the user, right? So if we have to get number from the user, so we have to request user that please kindly enter the number, right? So user will enter number, but how user going to enter the number? For that we have to call scanner class, right? Scanner sc new scanner system.in, right? So user will enter number from the keyboard, number equal number, right? Number equal to sc dot next int. Why next int? Because the data type of the number is next int, right? So next int. Now the main part come. How we'll be calculating factorial? For that we have to enter a loop. If you know what is loop and all that, for I we have not declared here. So for int I equal to 1, I is less than equal to number, till then what we have to perform is I plus plus, right? And inside that will be factorial factorial equal to factorial into I. Why? Because okay, just what I have used the logic here is, okay, it is obviously used by all, but what I have used here is, for example, if factorial is, what is the current value of factorial? It is 1, right? So after 1, a loop is also set to 1. Loop will be initialized from the 1, right? So current value of factorial is 1, and the value of I is also 1. So what will be our answer? It is 1, right? Int factorial equal to 1, right? Okay, so what I have written here is I plus plus. Okay, this expression is completed. What is happening? I plus plus. Now the value of I is set to 2. I hope I will be able to debug. That time you will understand. This is the oral explanation. The I plus plus, the value of I will be increased to 2, right? So current, since 1 into 1 in a previous case was 1 only, now currently the factorial value is 1, right? But the value of I is increased. What is it? It is 2 now. So the factorial, all our factorial will be 2, right? So now the factorial value is 2, but after completing loop I plus plus, so after 2 the value of I will be 3. So a factorial value was 2 and current I value is 3, so 3 to the 6. Now like this the factorial will be calculated. Okay, so factorial calculated, but how I will be showing that? So for that, it is s out, and inside the s out the factorial is value stored in factorial, right? So I will be just executing the program. So first we will take only this example, right? The traditional example 120 and factorial main. It will be building here. After the completion build, enter the number. For what I will be enter just 5. The factorial is 120. Our answer is right. And as I have discussed this loop example, right? So another time I will be run. So what I will do is 3. So factorial is 6, right? So that's how factorial is calculated. So now just we'll debug this program. So now we'll debug this program for understanding the loop. What is this loop doing here, right? So for that debugging program, we have to first set the breakpoints, right? So I have set the 2 breakpoints here, and I will just debug factorial dot main, right? So first of all, since it is taking input from the user, we'll take the standard input as 5 factorial, right? So I will just enter 5 and I will just hit enter. So it come into debugger console, right? So at the first time it is it shows that checkpoint has already hit. So here what it is showing me that factorial value is 1. Okay, here factorial value is 1 and the number is 5. Number is 5. How number is 5 came? Because we have provided our input as the 5 number, right? So now we will see about this debugging process, right? So these are the various options in debug console. These are forward, like next step, this is step info, and all this kind of stuff here in debug main. So I just want to go to the next step, so I will just click on this. See, now it came into the loop, right? Here the number is 5 and I is 1. It is the initial set. We just clicked one time here, right? And here also factorial is 1 and I equal to 1, right? It is the initial set. Now the real game starts. It is going to the next. Number is 5, I is 1, and also I plus plus is 1, right? Now another time it is going into the loop. Now what happened? The number was incremented. It is the second time in the loop. Number is 5, factorial is 1, and I is 2 now, right? So these two will go inside the loop again. So now what will happen? The I is the value of I is set to 2 and I is 2 from the previous factorial, right? Now again it will go the inside the loop. Now I is incremented. I is 3 now, and the value of the factorial from the previous output was 2, right? So again from like this it will go and go and go till number 5 is came. Factorial is 6 and I is 4. I is incremented, right? So in the last step I will be incremented to 5, right? Number is here also you can see factorial is 24, number is 5, number is 5. Last time it will increment. The number is 5, I is 5, and I is 5, and we'll finally get output as 120, right? And that's how program will be over. Like we already get the output as 120. No further steps, since our program also ends here, right? So these are the three, like what you can say, three programs, or basically we can say, because hello world don't calculate at all. Like this also we can debug all the program, but debug feature in a loop is necessary. So here you can see that why we are args. This args is the command line argument, right? So this is how debugging happen.